think, oh goodness gracious. There we go. Hello. Alright, I am back and I am ready for some more Naruto goodness. We are finally back for day 78. It's been too long, I've already lost it completely, but no, I am finally back. After a unexpected hiatus. It's not really a hiatus, it's only been like half a week. But I haven't streamed much. Haven't streamed much in the past week for a number of reasons. One of which is I've been at death's door. Not really. I've just had a flu that I've been still. You may be able to hear it slightly in my voice. I'm still fighting off. So I'm at the tail end of that one. Hopefully, comes right soon. But yes, it's been that. Work has been an absolute shit show, for lack of a better term. And I am just glad it's Friday and fingers crossed it's a relaxing weekend, because that'll be the main thing. Cythia's, hello! How have you been? It is lovely to have you here. I hope all has been well and you're keeping well. Which now reminds me, I need to. So I thought the thing had opened. 1 second. 1 second. I'm just gonna run a quick ad for the other peeps, because I've completely, oh my goodness, just gotta keep track of like 10 things at once. Anyway, I hope you've been well. And we're living life. I have my lovely dinner next to me. So I will be munching and crunching on a steak sandwich. But yeah, but other than that, we are back into Naruto. It has been a while since we've done one of these. So I have a lot to catch up on, but I'm not going to be catching up all today. And when I say catch up, I mean purely just from when we're going to finish this standpoint. At this point in time, we're pushing it into November, but I want to rein it back in and bring it back into October time. But yeah. Yeah, I've got hella life updates ish. Yeah, no, hella life updates. And yeah, that's pretty much it, really. And because last time I streamed was technically before Easter Sunday, so a happy Easter to everyone. A happy and joyous Easter. Where I hope we were all celebrating the resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ, rather than just stuffing our face full of chocolate. But, you know, in the secular society we live in today, we really know what people were doing. Anyway. I am shocked and flabbergasted that Chio is able to deal some damage. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Anyway, so a life updates, what we got. So last Thursday, I got deathly sick, with the bug, and so that was me pretty much bedridden. bedridden right through Easter weekend. The boy was visiting family, so it was just me, myself, and I for the weekend, which was relaxing, I will say. Couple of moments where I'm like feeling a bit sorry for myself, but we made it to Monday. Actually, no, because Monday was a public holiday, and then Monday's where it just all went downhill. Oh my lordy, what a week. So we've got, it's a public holiday, but then of course we've got clients who are overseas who it's not a public holiday for. And then suddenly they're like sending emails going, and probably shame on me for sending the email, or for checking my emails, but excuse me, we need a meeting right now because I didn't receive a response for my question last week. And I'm like, what do you mean you didn't receive a response? I replied to your email. Like, what? It's in my sent. I can see it in my sent stuff. Anyway. So, I jumped on to have a meeting with a client on when I was sick, and it was a public holiday. So it was that. So that was fun. So then come Tuesday. Tuesday was an okay day, although we had a run through of a sort of report proposal thingy on Thursday with a client, and because I was sick the previous Thursday, we hadn't actually been able to make a start on the report. So pretty much most of Tuesday was me trying to smash out this thing as quickly as possible. So didn't end up, because it was, you want it to be good, so you didn't get anywhere near as finished for it on Tuesday as I thought. So okay, we still got Wednesday. But my boss needed to look over it on Wednesday before we sent it out. We were hoping to send it out on the Wednesday night. Ended up sending it out on the Thursday. And then we had the meeting on Thursday. Yesterday. Oh my goodness, today's Friday. Yesterday had the meeting. And it doesn't seem like they're thrilled, or they've got a lot of questions about a proposal that we put together. I think they've said in their words they're concerned, so I'm like, great, flubbed a bloody run through, or we've produced something that they're not 100% happy with. Great, lovely. So that was fun. So like trying to smash out this report in two days, then they don't even like it at the end of it. Oh, lovely. So then, that's fine. That's alright. Downer of an afternoon, but okay. And then suddenly I get another email from the person that I had to have a meeting with on Monday to be like, excuse me, blah, blah, blah. Like, basically, without going into details, I was a bit put out by it. In the sense that for this whole project that we've done, we've made very clear what the scope of work that we're going to be doing for them is, and they've consistently asked for more and more and more stuff. And out of the goodness of our souls, and probably again shame on us for doing it out of the goodness of our souls, we've done all this extra stuff. But then of course we haven't done all this extra stuff instantly, because it's not like we've got other things going on. It's not like we deal with other clients. Anyway, basically say we're not doing it fast enough. But I'm like, well, I'm sorry. What do you want to do? And they're like, oh yeah, and you're not responding to our emails. I'm like, I can pull up the receipts if you'd like of all the times I've responded to it. So basically, I was just that just set me off for the whole rest of the afternoon. Or the whole rest of the day, actually. I'm just over this completely. Hate working with clients because you can never 100% please them. You've got to bend over backwards to do things for them. But then they've technically have been the ones themselves to delay this project by like 2 weeks, 3 weeks because of their tardiness. Anyway, I can feel my heart, I can feel my blood pressure rising. Anyway, in more pleasant news, the boys' siblings are visiting for a couple of weeks. Well, one was visiting for a couple of weeks and the other's coming to live with us. So at least we've got company in the house. And yeah, we're just chilling. We're just chilling, living life. So it has just been, it's been one of those weeks at work where you're kind of just like, I'm done. I'm done. I don't need a career. What's a career? I don't need one. I'm just gonna go and just stack boxes for a living, which I would actually love. I would, oh my lordy, I would love it. Just to do some menial task, some like grunt work, where all you do is you just do this thing for like 8 hours a day and then you go home. And as soon as you go home, as soon as you leave the work, you don't have to worry about anything anymore. Oh my lordy, what a dream. So I'm feeling that dream at the moment. But anyway, enough about that. Yeah, I'm trying to think of things. Okay, I know the best way to turn this conversation around. And also, Scythius, just before I forget, I'm glad you're doing okay. And if you're like, I'm doing okay, I hope things get better. Because Lord knows we all need it. Lord knows we all need it. Michael Rich, welcome in. Welcome in. It is lovely to see you. I hope life is well. Oh my goodness. You've just come in, Michael Rich, as I was about to, I'm gonna launch into not a rant, because I like rants is the bad one, rave is the good one, and I'm about to go rave about the new game information that has been dropping over the last day. And I came into work this morning. I went into work this morning. And suddenly my messengers, like my mate up in Auckland, who was just blasting my messenger, and I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, oh my good god, golly geez, googly moogly, have you seen the trailer? I'm like, trailer for what? He's like, the new Tears of the Kingdom trailer, and I'm like, what? No. So I check it out, and everyone's just like, on YouTube is all like Zeltic and Master Nintendo Bandit and all them, they're just like, this is the best thing ever. I'm like, what the hell has just dropped just now? But anyway, so Tears of the Kingdom trailer, oh my lordy, oh my good golly, googly Jesus, beans, amazing, was just the highlight of the day, really. Because it was beautiful, and it was like a story trailer, and it was amazing, and it just looked so incredible, and yes, just yes. There's just, and then like there's so, like Nintendo just knows how to make their Zelda trailers like the right kind of juicy, where it's not giving anything away about the story really, like really, and it's giving you things that you just, your theory brain is just going 1,000 miles an hour. You're like, oh my goodness, there's like that thing, and who's that thing, and what's that over there, and oh my god, is that like a wingsuit, and oh my god, like, and they're like dropping little tidbits, and their camera choice of camera angles is very, you know, like, oh man, it's just like, oh, and then because me and my friend then launched into a big like theory thing about like the Zelda timeline and how it all fits in, because the last time a couple of years ago when I was just going crazy about the like just telling him all about the Zelda timeline stuff, Breath of the Wild had been the only Zelda game he'd played, but now that he's played like Ocarina of Time and all that, he like finally like understands, like he can finally like get some context to what I'm saying. But anyway, so we were having theories galore about all the sort of stuff, and man, oh yes, just everything about it. Oh, it's just a good time. It's just a great time to be a Zelda fan right about now. Anyway, oh, and you can bet your ass I'm streaming that thing day one. Anyway, so you know, we got Zelda, we're living life, we're love, you know, things are good. And then, oh, Final Fantasy 16 stuff coming out. They had a state of play where they had like 20-minute like demonstration. It wasn't like full raw gameplay. It was like a mix of different little bits here and there. Hello. Yeah. Are you okay? You just what? Oh, grab some thingies. I'm just having my little rave about Zelda and Final Fantasy news.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Final Fantasy stuff. They did like 20 minutes of gameplay on the state of play, and it looks incredible, fantastic. Like, words cannot describe. I skimmed because I didn't want to spoil myself too much, but I'm gonna cry when this game comes out. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so, oh my goodness, FF16. Oh my lord. Like I'm not watching, like I'm not analyzing the trailers as much as I am with Zelda stuff, because I can sense that you'd probably be able to pick apart a lot of it. Or you'd be able to, it'd be like a Marvel trailer where you can piece together the entire plot of the story from the trailers. I've done that, and it's quite telling that you can do that. But anyway, so I'm just sort of like skimming through little bits here and there, not reading much, that sort of thing. And but even with, oh, just the combat's beautiful. Like, particle effects is my jam. Like anything that's got like glowiness, or little, like, you know, like a fireball, but then it's got all the little sparks and flames coming off of it, or it's a crystal and it's got all the swirly energy, and it's just it's just full of that. It's just got all of that goodness, and yes, just yes. Like, what a great year to be a gamer, really. Like, honestly. Like, you know, people have been complaining that the last few years have just been kind of, you know, obviously there's been some absolute bangers that have come out, but generally, like, bar those one or two good things, there hasn't been any, like, event-style games, in the sense, and when I say event, like, something that just collectively everyone is just tensing for. Like, I think the last ones would be Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, and it's the main ones anyway. This year though, we got Final Fantasy, we got Zelda, we got Street Fighter 6, we got Diablo 4, we got the Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Oh, You think I'm gonna like my raving about Final Fantasy does not end at 16 this year. It will end when Rebirth comes out. But even then, even after that, I'll be talking about what they're gonna do in part 3. But anyway, we got Star Wars Jedi Survivor. We got all this good stuff. I've got Starfield in September. Like, the games just never end. They just don't stop coming. And it's like we have been rewarded for our patience. Like, the last 2 years we were like, come on, just give us something else as well. Like, the Game Awards this year, like, there are going to be some good Game Awards, because, like, it's genuinely going to be like a, what the hell is going to win Game of the Year? Like, really, there are so many contenders this year for Game of the Year, it's not going to be even funny. Like last year, it was either God of War or Elden Ring. Like, it was either one of those two. But this year, who knows? Oh, could be anything. There's so many, like, it will be either Zelda or Final Fantasy. I'm calling it right now. But it's just, oh man. Just, what a time to be alive, essentially. What a time to be alive. And because the other thing too, again, a small flex, but when you've got every console, you don't need to worry about console exclusivity, because you've got them all anyway, so it doesn't actually matter. So no matter what game comes out on what console, I can still experience it. That's right, and then Trails into Reverie, oh my goodness. This, like, something about 2023 is, like, the games industry has just gone full hog. It's just gone ballistic. And I love it, and it just makes me so happy. And, yep, it just, it's almost like there's not gonna be enough hours in the day. Like, what a time to work in games journalism, because, you know, imagine getting paid, like, it's your job to be able to play these games early and write a review on them. What I would give. Maybe that's what I've got to do. Got to get into games journalism. Even though games journalism has a, depending on who you ask, has a not exactly perfect connotation, reputation at Le Mans. But still. Like, I've actually there's so many games coming out, because I think there's even, what was it? Immortals of Avian. It was one that got announced at the Game Awards last year, and I saw a thing today saying it was coming out on July the 20th, and it's like a magic FPS sort of game. So kind of like, because I played Tiny Tina's Wonderlands very recently-ish. Yeah, at the end of last year. And that was very, like, they had lots of magic in that one, so it'll be a similar... it's just... like, damn. Yeah, because so that game's coming out. We've got there's a puzzle game very similar to Superliminal, called Viewfinder, and it's like like it's all like artworks and sort of thing, and that looks really cool. I'm all into the sort of mind-bending, puzzle-y sort of stuff, and Superliminal was a really good game, albeit short, but still very, very good. So we've got Viewfinder as well. What other ones? We've got Atlas Fallen. It's like a sandy one. There's technically so many games that have been announced but not yet released, or any details. Further details things like we've got Crimson Desert by the same peeps that did Black Desert Online. We've got Dragon's Dogma 2. We've got Devil May Cry 6. It's just what a time to be alive. Hades 2. Oh my lord. Yes, just like all these games. All these games. Okay, I actually want to cry. Like while the film industry is slowly, ever so slowly dying a heat death, games are just getting oh so much better. I need to look at what other games I've got on my list. Then Dragon Quest 12 needs to come out at some point as well. Oh my lord. Okay, one second. Oh my lordy. Bruh. Sigh, can I please just kill you? Would be fab. Okay, right, there we go. Right, what else? What else have I got on my list? Got Avowed. Oh my lordy, Avowed. Oh, these. Because Avowed. Pillars of Eternity, that's right. That is a game. If you're into CRPGs and you haven't played Pillars of Eternity, what are you doing? Like, seriously, what do you do? Oh my god. Yes, Tekken 8. Yes, Tekken 8. That's right. Mortal Kombat 12, wasn't it like, it was confirmed in like a shareholders leak or something? There was like some financial information or something that, or like some board report that went out, and they marked Mortal Kombat 12 as one of the products that they need to track earnings for in this financial year or something like that. It was a really weird way of it being confirmed, or a way that they obviously didn't want, but yeah, that's right. Mortal Kombat 12, oh my goodness, like the big three, like Tekken, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter all released in the same year. That's a good year. That's a good year for fighting games. And then what else we got? We've got Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Oh, yes. Yes, please be this year as well. Actually, no, it won't be this year. What else we got? Elder Scrolls 6, but that's miles away. Fable, again, miles away. Grand Blue Fantasy. Oh, it's like I'd heard of like the Grand Blue game. I think it's just one game in the series, or maybe a couple. But then they're doing like a JRPG-ish action RPG, should I say? And it looks incredible. Oh, it just looks beautiful. You've got more of adding Kingdom Hearts 4, because everyone forgets that like a Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer came out a couple of years, like a year or 2 years ago or something. Like, it's weird. Like, Kingdom Hearts 4 is an actual thing that exists, and a trailer exists for it. Then we've got Lost Soul Aside, which I remember seeing the trailer for that, and it looked like my whole thing about particle effects and like very flashy action pieces and combat. I'm all for flashy combat, and it was beautiful. Oh, it was like liquid metal looking sort of stuff. Man, that was sexy. It was a sexy trailer. Absolutely beautiful. What else do we have? We've got Master Detective Archives Rain Code, which is like by the same peeps as Danganronpa, so that's gonna be good. We've got we got a new Professor Layton game. I've just accidentally clicked out of that. Lovely. We've got a new Professor Layton game coming. Like, yes. Yes. I'm all for my Professor Layton, because just absolutely beautiful puzzle games. What else we got? We got Star Wars Jedi Survivor. We got Trails of Reverie. We got East 10. The list just goes on, and it's like all like the good franchises as well. It's like all like the big franchises that everyone loves and want more games for. It's like all of those ones as well. Yeah. I'm a bit weary on Kingdom Hearts for both release time, like release date, as well as also quality, because Kingdom Hearts 3 is one of those games that when I played it at the time, I'm like, oh my god, this is great. And then when I realized at some point through the game, I'm like, I'm not going back to the worlds for the second time. That was the one thing I absolutely loved about Kingdom Hearts 2, was how you go back to each world like a second time, to do like the second story arc. That place, there was something about that I really loved, and I was disappointed I didn't get it in 3. But then again, it's not in many of the others either. But anyway, and then Kingdom Hearts 3 is one of those games that you like, an example of like when you're Phantom Menaced, when you absolutely love something when you're experiencing it, but then you kind of realize at some point that you're just putting yourself in denial that it actually disappointed you. And I think while Kingdom Hearts 3 had a lot good about it, there was also, I think it fell short of the expectation around it as a denouement to the story. I think also the one bit I absolutely wholeheartedly loved about the final parts of that game, and made me curse that I didn't have a good phone, a good mobile device at the time, was what they did with, oh god, what was it? Union Cross? The mobile game anyway. The thing that they did with that game, in terms of, how can I say it without spoiling it? Is it a spoiler? It's a spoiler for a great moment, I guess, so I won't say it. But if you'd played Union Cross, there's a chance you can be a very, very happy person playing Kingdom Hearts 3. Very proud. A very proud moment, I guess. Yeah, but anyway, that bit I absolutely loved. Even though I was a bit gutted that I wasn't a part of it, I loved it. But anyway, I'll say no more. Yeah, so long story short, Kingdom Hearts 4. I reckon it'll be when it comes out, I reckon it'll be okay. Fair. Fair. I tried explaining the plot. I think I got as far as the start of Birth by Sleep, and the people I was telling were just like, no, I've got no idea what you're on about now. I'm like, okay, never mind. It's like Kingdom Hearts is one of those stories where similar to I find it similar to FF10 in that if you were to explain the full complete story to someone, spoilers and all, like they've got no, you know, they just want to know the full story of FF10. It's like you don't know whether you start like you follow the game in terms of the information that's available to you, or whether you like, yeah, take FF10. Do you start at, so once upon a time there was a boy named Tidus who lived in Zanakin, or do you start with thousands of years ago the cities of Zanakin and Bevel were at war? Like, where do you start? Where do you start? And Kingdom Hearts is like that. It's like, do you say, you know, once upon a time there was the Master of Masters, or do you say, once upon a time there's a boy called Sora and he lived on Destiny Islands? Like, when you're trying to tell someone which way is going to be the least confusing to them, is it going to be going full, like, just in like lore chronology across all the games, or do you go by the chronology of the like of game release dates? Yeah. 13 games, 2 books. That's right. And then there's also like a because in the, was it Kingdom Hearts 2.8? They released the 2.8 thing, and then they had sorry, I've just completely blanked about who I was playing just then. I'm gonna start this one and then see what, am I an odd number or an even number? I'm an odd number, okay. What was I gonna say? With like, yeah, they tried their best to release those big packs of games to try and fill in the gaps as much as they could to get the layman ready for Kingdom Hearts 3, but yeah. Like, I personally love the Kingdom Hearts lore. Give me the most convoluted mess possible, and I will love it. I would prefer that to bare bones story where there's like nothing to it. Like when I'm scouring the wiki, the fandom.wiki or whatever, or something, whatever .fandom, I want there to be pages and pages of content. I want there to be like beautiful, like long pages of lore and stuff. I want there to be hundreds of thousands of pages on that wiki. That is what I live for. That's right. That's right, yeah. They said, Final Fantasy and Disney would be great together. How do we make something that helps us do that? Which is, hey, look at that. Just like that. Just by asking that question, look what it gave birth to. I mean, we could have, at some point in time, someone walks into a room and goes, hey, Breaking Bad and Barney the Dinosaur? Can we create a children's friendly game with that? Actually no, Breaking Bad's probably the wrong one to use. Let's say Lord of the Rings and I'm just trying to think of a kids thing. Lord of the Rings and SpongeBob. Let's create a game, let's do it. Let's do it. It would be the best thing ever. I would watch the hell out. Oh, no, actually no, because it's going to be a game. So I'll be like, I'll play the hell out of that. Lord of the Sponge? Got it. I'm there day one. The other thing too, which I love as well, is when they just is when they what am I trying to say? When they create a game that they kind of don't tell you is part of another game's lore, or they've done like nods or tying into other games' lore and things like that, and you don't realize until you hit the end of the game. Similar to how like in movie version, how that Split film with James McAvoy, how they gave absolutely no hint that it had anything to do with Unbreakable until literally the last scene of the film, and that was clever. And I love it when games do it. Similar, not like exactly that, but like for instance, wait, do I actually have it? Now comes the thing where I've actually got an example. It's one of those things like I feel like that's happened. Like I feel like I know an example, and that, like my subconscious has grasped onto an example. But then when I actually have to say what that example is, I've got no idea, can't pick it off the top of my head, and then I feel like I've been completely making that up. I'll try and think of an example. Control and Alan Wake. That was one where you're playing it and then you actually realise that it's part of the Alan Wake universe. That's cool. And that will be the example I'm thinking of. Control's one of those games that I will just keep bringing. It's one of those games that I will just keep bringing up at random points because I absolutely adore it, and it's one of those games that like actually has a lot that really creeps me out, but at the same time is I think beautiful. It's one of those ones where I wish I could go back and play the game for the first time. There's not many games like that. Like a lot of games that I love are ones that I wouldn't say necessarily that I would want to go back and play. Like I'm dying to go back and play them for the first time. Like some of my top favourite games, like Okami, Witcher 3, all of those ones. I'm like, yeah, I don't feel this burning desire to play them again for the first time. But games like Control and Outer Wilds, I really desperately want to just erase all memory of them from my mind. Control specifically for the one bit that everyone goes on about is the ashtray maze, because I don't know what bit you're up to, Michael Rich, or what bits you've done. But if you haven't done the ashtray maze, like it's one of those scenes where you know exactly, like when people say this bit is just incredible, and like it's the highlight of the game, like you know exactly what, like you always, it's not a case of you're playing like, oh, was that the bit? Oh, that bit was kind of cool. Like, was that what people talk about? Well, it's like, oh no, you know what it is. You know exactly what people are on about. That is, that's one of those moments in that game. Even the boy, who wasn't playing it, but he was just around when I was playing it. Even when I was doing that bit, he's like, "Man, this bit looks sick," and I'm like, "Yeah, it does." Oh, that's right, because I think they've even not announced, they haven't announced it, but they've hinted at Control 2, Control 2 being a thing as well, so oh, I've got to put that on my wish list. Oh my lord. Again, another game, another cool connection, FF7, FF10. Yes, which I think, now, I remember last time I was talking about this, I looked into it and it was either, because I'm pretty sure there was at one point they denied it. They said, oh no, it's, you know, it's just a neat little connection, I guess. But then I think when I looked at it last, they actually confirmed that it is literally the case. FF10 is in the distant past of the same universe. Or maybe not distant past, but they are the same universe. Like, it is actually what you think. The connection that people have made is correct. And I think that that's neat. Neato potato. And I think the only instance outside of like the Dissidia games, I think the only instances in which they've connected to Final Fantasy games. Even if it's just like I want to say it's an inconsequential connection. Like it doesn't mean anything, or it does it add, like it adds things, but in a way that doesn't directly affect your enjoyment of that game's story. I don't think they've done that with any other games. They've only done it like they've got similar names and all that sort of thing. Or have they? I'm just trying to think. Because you kind of like... Because the one exception, or the one like through line that they had was... Hello. Put your phone on charge. Nice. Can you think of any examples of a video game that has had like as you're playing it, they kind of reveal that it's part of another game's universe? No. Okay. Goodbye. Ooh, got him. Yay. Now I'm expecting there to be a... No. I'm surprised that they didn't have, like, those two have a connection together. Or a finishing scene that's personalised. Yeah, no, the only other instances in Final Fantasy where different games have been, like, connected-ish is you got FF13, and then FF Type 0, and then I think the intention was FF15 originally was gonna be the same, but like the Fabula Nova Crystallis, I wouldn't even call it a series, mythos, with like Lissy and Falsey and the gods Bunavelza, Itro, Lindsay and Pulse. Yeah. Those are like the only games that have some connection to each other ish.
A world without lies is right before you. The victor has been decided.
I think FF15 was originally going to be part of that, but then they just ended up tweaking what FF15 was about, I think. But then they've still got, I was going to say they've still got the crystal thing. I'm like, what FF game doesn't? What FF game does not have crystals?
Battle begins. Over here. Gentle fist. Almighty push. Gentle fist. Right there. Gentle fist. Over here. Over here. Right there. Over here. Over here. Gentle fist.
Come on.
Gentle fist.
There we go. Lovely.
8 palms, 16 palms, 32 palms. 8 trigrams, 64 palms. Right there. Over here.
Beautiful. Yeah, so I suppose all of that is a very 40-minute long tangent on how 2023 is a great time to be alive. And it is a silver lining in the otherwise dreary existence of life. And really, all I need is just a job to fund those games. And also so I can live and pay for my house. But yeah, we're just thinking with the week that's been I'm just looking for a job that pays enough so I can fund that stuff, but I can do without the stress, the constant stress. Just the original, the OG crossover, peanut butter and jelly. That's right, because you guys call it jelly over there. We call it jam. And then you call what we would call jelly, you call jello. Yeah. That's right. It's like I always think, like, whenever it comes to like types of foods, it's always like, how many people needed to eat the most, like, what the hell even is that kind of meals for us to be able to have cake? Like, who thinks to put flour and eggs and butter and sugar and all these bits together to make a cake? Like, who even thinks of that? Who even thought to create ice cream? Who thought how to create biscuits? Like, all of that sort of thing. Is it from accident? Is it over hundreds of years of trial and error across multiple generations? Is it instinctual? It's just the... yeah. Basically, I'm a football, that makes sense, use feet. What is soccer? True. Well, because we say... we call it soccer. Yeah, we call it soccer, I think. I've always thought of it as... actually, no, I don't actually know why it's called soccer. Now is a opportunity to educate ourselves. We're gonna look up where the word soccer came from. Soccer. Right, we don't want a soccer eye mask. We want soccer etymology. That's what we're looking. There we go. Soccer etymology. Right, here we go. Invented football met in an elevator with temperature socks. Hey, it seems to be a proven method of invention. So I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Okay, right, we're ready. Ooh. Comes from the late 19th century. It's a shortening of the word Esok and then So where did Esok come from? Ah. Okay, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be really interesting. We're ready for this. This is not at all what I would have thought it would be. So linguistically creative students at the University of Oxford in the 1880s distinguished between the sports of rugger, which is rugby football, and assoca, which is association football. So like the ASSOC for an association. The latter term was further shortened to soccer, and the name quickly spread across campus. And that's it. That is where it's come from. So it was a way it's a way that they distinguished between the different types of football. Rugby football and association football, and the association was ASOC and ASOCer compared to rugger, and then ASOC got shortened to sock or soccer. That's actually quite elegant. As an explanation, as an actual reason, then that, yeah, I can get behind that. And we leave today more knowledgeable than when we arrived. That's the main thing. I think they put it across the screen except for pitching to hearts. Well, you see, as executives, they probably have learnt the art of getting an idea out in the shortest amount of time as possible. Whereas us creative types, I'm sure, would be like, we would have all of the ideas going through our head and we'd be wanting to like fully explain it. Whereas an executive can be like, yo, Final Fantasy, Disney, huh? That is actually how it went. That's literally how the pitch meeting went. He's like, yo, Final Fantasy, Disney, huh? Give me money for it. Whereas we'd be like, okay, imagine this. We have Final Fantasy characters, but then they're in a world alongside like Disney characters, but then like it wouldn't be Final Fantasy, like based on Final Fantasy like stories or anything. It would be like a completely new story, but we can have a world that has like it would, like that would be our elevator pitch. And then by the time the guy's already checked out and he's already arrived at this floor, we made money. See? And really, as business people, isn't that really all they're after? They're like, interesting. But will this line my back pockets? And they're like, God damn, of course it will. People love Disney. Kids love Disney. And then also those same people, because they're all nerds, love Final Fantasy as well. Actually, no, that's a stereotype that actually doesn't exist. But you know, because when would that have been? When did the first Kingdom Hearts come out? Was it like 2003? 2004? Hold on, when did it come out? That's the question. Because when was it riding a hype? Like, was it riding the hype of 2002? So what did come out in 2002, Final Fantasy wise? It would have been, because FF10, was FF10 2001? Yes. So FF10 had come out, and I mean, FF10's just, it's FF10. It's already godly. So they would have been having right in the highs of that and be like, oh my lordy, yes. What would have come out for Disney? Disney, that would have been like the Toy Story 2. They're starting to get like the Pixar era of stuff. And they, well actually no, because this pitch meeting would have happened in like 2000. It would have happened like years before. So so Square Enix would still be riding the high of FF 7, 8 and 9. Or 7 and 8, should I say. And then, yeah, Disney with the highs of you know, getting all those Pixar films in. No, because Pixar was its own thing at that time. So what was coming out of Disney? Maybe I think Disney was having their lull period at that point. They were out of the golden age, I think. So maybe Disney was like, oh, we need some money opportunities at this point in time. So, and Final Fantasy is doing really, really, really well. It's now becoming a household name. So maybe the Disney exec saw the dollar signs when the person mentioned Final Fantasy. Possibly. I'm trying to like psychoanalyze how this meeting would have gone down. And I've also realised at the end of this, I have to update the list after these two fights. What's up? And Sora got into Smash. Because of Square Enix that make with Sakurai. Oh my goodness, why am I not surprised? Why am I absolutely not surprised that I swear they've just like, there's a Square Enix executive that is just like, they plant him and he's so good at making up these pictures that they just like they, you know, the board comes up with the right, we want Final Fantasy or, you know, or we want our RIP to be in this property. Yo, Mr. Exec Man, do your magic. We'll bribe some peeps to get you tickets to this award show. You got to go up to this person, and we need you to sweet talk them. And then voila, the guy works his magic, and look at that, you've now got Sora and Smash. Oh, Bo, hello. Welcome on in. I hope you are doing very well. You should be in bed, but no, let me rephrase that. Are you in bed and snuggly, or are you just like mooching around? And while we say all that, I'm gonna run a quick min ad, and I'm just gonna update my list after. Oh, did I press the button? Oh my lordy, did I press the button? I feel like I pressed the button. Okay, I pressed the button, there we go. Okay, now I've got to update my list, which is, where are we up to? Up to 93, good damn. We're no fights remaining, so we're down to 5,100, was it 97? No, 93. Oh lordy, look at that. Beauty. Beautiful, gorgeous. And then we're going to carry on. Better just on your phone? Good. Well, I'm glad you're snuggly. And I'm glad you're doing well. I have... oh my god, excuse me. Whatchamacallit? I finished East Memories of Cell Setter. And I have thoughts. And keen to discuss at some point, but not now. But no. Oh dang, you're almost done with Sky the Third. Dang, that was fast. But then again, it's a shorter game, isn't it? So the ending pissed me off to no end. I kind of... It didn't piss me off as such. I think the one thing that pissed me off, I think, was I felt like I'm like, okay, hold on a second. And it could be that it all gets explained elsewhere. But I'm kind of like Deal and his whole, you know, dark side thing. I'm like, I feel like there needs to be more to that than just I get angry sometimes, or all these I get depressed, or I hate people and now I'm evil. I don't, or like I'm experiencing all these negative emotions, now I'm evil. I don't know, just I think it's just with the I hated Gruder as a villain. I hated that. I just thought that the ending, like with the supposed importance and like super serious implications of the Akashic records, I felt that it was just like there needed to be more to it, or I don't know, but no, the bit right at the end where they're like, you know, like, oh, so whatever happened to the other peeps of Cell Setter? Guess we'll never know. mean, I didn't mind it as such. I think what they were implying was, you know, why did Adol not write about it in his books? And I suppose it is probably like, you know, Adol's wants to keep certain things secret, maybe, or maybe he's kind of like the Star Trek Federation. Like, I'm here to observe. I help when there's world-threatening things going on, but beyond that, it's not my place to share these people's life stories to everyone. I do my thing and I move on. I don't know. I wouldn't say I was mad about it. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, true that, actually. Yeah, I feel like they did it to. I think what they were implying was, I think what they were implying was, Adol knows when to give people their privacy. I think maybe, I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, but no, yes, no, I am excited for Felgarder as well. Because I'm just trying to think. Because I might even start that tomorrow. I'll see. Because then I might do a stream on... Might do a stream on Monday night. Yeah, I might actually do a stream on Monday night, to be honest. Oh, it's completely voice acted. Weird, okay. But hey, I'm not complaining. Yeah. But no, would I be correct in saying that, like, all the Isas up to 8? Actually, no. Would I be correct in saying that like, it's not like there's a common story throughout, but I feel like it's, at some point there's going to be like an Avengers Endgame type situation where like one of the games is going to be the culmination of a whole bunch of different plot threads that are being introduced. I think I'm getting that feeling because like they mention, or like you see Adol mention Fina in his journal in Salsetta, and obviously Deal is, I'd imagine it must be the same race as Rhea and Fina as well. Which then makes me think that Fina and Rhea aren't goddesses as such, but like they're only goddesses because, you know, anyone who's all powerful would be a god or a goddess to people who aren't. I don't know. I'm feeling that we're like there's like some sort of build up to something. Got no idea what it is, and it could be that it just like the culmination hasn't taken place yet. Oh. Oh. Was he like the purple one? Because there was a purple light I remember and had like a dude's voice. Oh my goodness. feel like I'm gonna need to play 8 and 9 again at the end of all this. Start from 1, like start fully chronologically all the way up to 9. Well, actually no. Yes, no, because 9 is the latest chronologically, like in the lore of the game. Oh lord, hey. If a game is like just lore heavy, then it is a good game. It is a good game. Or it's one that I will enjoy. I love lore dumps so much. Just the more information you can cram in, the better. Hey, and Michael Rich, that is all good. Thank you for hanging out. As always, it is lovely to have you. And yes, if someone introduces themselves to us and says, "Hi, I'm an executive from Square Enix," then I'm like, bruh, tell me what you're thinking. I'm curious to hear what you're thinking, my buddy. And whatever it is, yes, I agree. Don't even need to tell me, I already agree. But yeah, no, take care, and I will see you when I next see you. What does FF16 look like? PS2 graphics. I hope you say that in jest. I hope you're saying that in jest. The better question is, why does Final Fantasy 16 look like Game of the Year? It's the more apt question. I will give you that. I think I want to say art style, but the model, like the style of models that they use, I think lend themselves to like a grainy kind of look. I always remember when I think back on like FF15, and I just, whenever I like remember the hair, I just felt like they had lots of sand in their hair. Like it was very grainy how the models were. And I feel like FF16 has a tinge of that. I will give you that. But I am oh so excited to play it on a 4K TV. I am... Yes, I am, like, I've got to somehow get all my setup good. I'm probably need a very, very, very long HDMI cable. But I am going to be definitely playing it on the big, why am I not head that way? The big TV, rather than my monitor screen. Because it is going to be a game that those like, I think basically they said, you know what, screw it. We're just going to do these amazing, huge, giant set pieces. And that's going to be, like, what you play the game for, is these giant cinematic fight scenes, and I'm all for it. Give them to me. And they're like, oh, we'll mix it up, you know. You want a Panzer Dragoon style thing? You go for it. Do you want a little wrestling style match like Tekken? Go for it. You want like an all out brawl, like just amazingness, Asura's Wrath? You like, hey guys, you like Asura's Wrath? Great, we've just made a whole blimmin' Final Fantasy game about it. Like, yes. Do we have a release date? Oh, of course we have a release date. Oh. June 22nd. 22nd or 23rd? June 23rd. Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god. I'm pretty sure it's the 22nd. Because it's a Thursday. It's a Thursday, that's all I know. Because I've taken many leave days for it. Because it's a Thursday, 22nd. Because I'm taking the Thursday and then the Friday, and then I've asked my boss if I can take the following Monday and the Tuesday off, which I might even end up being a bit saucy and take the Wednesday off as well. Just taking lots of days off for that game. This year, yes, it's this year. It is so close that it's kind of scary how close it is, because it's also like a month between that and Zelda, so it's just like by the time I finish, like I'm gonna have to finish Zelda before FF16 comes out, and then like, because if I'm both playing them at the same time, I'm gonna be like, what game do I play? I want to play both of them at the same time. I'm gonna have my PlayStation controller in one hand and my Switch in the other. I'm gonna be like, oh, I have to play both at the same time. It's just gonna be too good. It's like the problem with too many games. Because my friend who's super amped for it as well, he doesn't have a PS5. He's only got a PC and a Switch. So he's like, goddamn, how long is it going to be till they release 16 on PC? And because I was listening to, was it Maximilian Dude talk about it, and he says that the thing is that you can tell that the game has been very, very optimized for PS5, in which case a PC port is gonna be more difficult for them to do without having the problems, because like Square is known for not butchering, but their PC ports are very lackluster, and it's generally because they've optimized the game, or they've developed the game and optimized it for a console rather than a PC, so then trying to reverse engineer it's a bit janky, and with PS5 it's going to be even more of an issue. So I wouldn't be surprised if they released it on PC within a year, or after a year, then I wouldn't be surprised if there's porting issues. Yeah. Oh, and I've got to give, oh my goodness, I've got to give you an update on where I am with Trails at the moment. So, I have, a number of things have happened in Cold Steel 2. Two of them, in particular, caused a reaction at me, or caused some emotion. I didn't cry or anything, but it's just like, oh. One was, so I've done the bit where Keldic gets a bit hot under the collar, so to speak, and the market manager, and I was just like, oh, I will avenge you. So there was that, and then the second thing is I was finally reunited with the love, the light, the queen of thine universe, of my universe. Margarita is with me. She's with me and she wants me to get her plates of food. So I'm very happy. The queen is back. Yes, when Kelda got raised. Yeah, so I've done What have I done? I've just done the bit with... I've done the first shrine. I've done the... I think I've just beaten... I've done the fight with Duvalie in... when you capture Eustace's dad. I've done that bit. I think that's where I'm at the moment. Can't remember where. I'm just trying to remember what like I have to do. What do I have to do in the story now? Oh my goodness. I was literally playing it the other day. What am I doing? No, that's right. I'm in Berea-Hard. And I've just talked to Scarlet. Just talked to Scarlet in Eustace's house. Yeah. Oh my goodness. To be honest, I've only been streaming like I actually properly streamed the once in the last week. I've been it's been a hell of a week. Not to mention sick, and work's just been even worse than usual. So you actually haven't missed anything, to be honest. And I've only been playing a little bit of Trails on me, off stream, just so I can keep my sanity when I'm dying. It's essentially the yeah. So like I'm hoping that now that I've almost recovered, I'm hoping now I can get back to consistency. So no, you actually literally haven't missed much at all. Nah, it's all good. It's all good. It's just me and the boy. We're like we have these sort of phases every now and then where you're just like, I'm gonna quit my job, and I think like this time around, it's like it's just hitting us a bit more than usual, or a bit harder than usual. We're just like you go through those moments where you just like rethink your life choices. It's like just having one of those ones, and it's just, yeah. What's the worst Trails game? Okay. Well, it being my second, I suppose I've only got to compare it to the first one, and if I just had to compare the two, I think... What do I think? I think they're on equal footing for me at the moment. I think 2 excels where 1 didn't, and I think 2 has like the thing that I'm finding, and I don't know if it's me, but I'm struggling getting quartz combination. Like I don't know whether I just need to put a little bit more time into it, but I'm feeling like I'm using arts way less. I feel like I'm almost like nerfing myself by not putting like attack or defense quartzes on me. I'm using like I'm relying on crafts mostly, and it's weird. I feel like I'm winning fights. Not, I wouldn't say like super easily, but at the same time I feel like I'm not as versatile as I felt in Cold Steel 1. I felt in Cold Steel 1 I had enough tools in the toolkit to adapt. I felt like arts and I felt like the game was balanced in such a way that I could easily adapt to things. And I'm not feeling the same way in Steel 2. And it could just be that the enemies are using better strategies, but I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, so once I've played them all through to Steel 4, I'll be able to make a proper judgment. But the other thing I've noticed, and it could just be early days, and I'm gonna reserve judgment on it fully until I finish Steel 2. But I'm like, for a war that's going on, for a civil war that's done this, it's surprisingly bloodless. In the sense that I would have thought, so we've had 3 characters die since Steel 1. We've had Osborne, we've had Victor, V, and we've had the market manager. But that's about it. Unless I'm like completely forgetting someone, but I don't think I am. I think that's it. Which is really surprising to me, and especially when there's a big civil war going on. It's almost like it's okay for Reen and the team to take their time, because it's not like anyone's in any imminent danger at the moment. There's just a lot of capturing going on, but no, like, don't feel like the stakes are being raised high enough. And it will most likely be just probably where I am in the story at the moment anyway. I'm sure it'll all ramp up, but I'm just something about it is I feel like not necessarily there's more people that need to die, but like, I don't know, like there's some giant missing piece to all of this that I'm either not picking up on or just hasn't been revealed yet. And it's like I'm feeling like there's just something missing from the story. And I can't put my finger on it. But anyway, but other than that, I mean, I'm still loving it. Still loving it. And so excited for the Sky Games. Comes off pretty poor. Like poorly as in like not very developed, or poorly as in like she's like you're just like, oh, for goodness sake, girl, like get over yourself sort of thing. Because I don't know, I'm feeling like as time goes on, oh, immature, okay. Yeah, I'm feeling like, I think the one problem I have with Reen, and it's not necessarily what he does, it's everyone around him. I feel like he's almost like a bloody messiah figure at this point. He's like, everyone is just so like, oh my goodness, Reen, you're so amazing. Reen, you are the best. Reen, everyone loves you. Reen, you've got no reason to be sad because you're just amazing. I'm just like, I can guarantee in the next stream, someone's going to be like, Reen, you're just the best. You're amazing. You're so great. And I'm kind of like, we get it. They all love Reen. Like, we get it. And it's just like, it's just, I don't know, it's on one hand, I'm like, okay, cool, I don't mind, you know, having a main character that's actually a nice, decent person. But it's just like, okay guys, we get it. He's amazing. You don't need to keep telling us. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. Oh. I would feel a lot better. I would feel a lot better if that was the case. Okay, I'm intrigued now. I'm gonna get, you know, I'm gonna... What if it, okay, now my theory brain's going, even though I've got literally like no reason to know at all what you what it could possibly be all tied to. But my theory brain's going, I'm gonna make a theory about that. I reckon that there is some kind of like aura, or I don't want to say like this, like kind of like there's something in the water, but there's something either that Reen is like some, maybe he's been like charmed, or he's had like, there's like a spell on him or something, that everyone around him just suddenly becomes infatuated with him. Like there's some like there's some, like everyone who's in proximity to Reen just suddenly, like unbeknownst to them, just develops this weird infatuation with him, and it's actually being caused by this weird like spell that's on him. Hello? Checking your phone. What? Why? Why do you go so late? Oh, okay. Do the same thing. Make sure every time they say impress how they're going up. Okay. I'll be on, I'm sure, actually I wouldn't even need to be, as by the sounds of it, I won't need to be on the lookout for it. I'll pick that one up straight away. There we go. Let's get sassy. my goodness, I feel like I'm about to... I've got all these cords at the bottom of the desk and I can like feel with my feet fidgeting. We're about to pull one of them out, I reckon. I could feel it was about to happen. Lovely job, mate. Now down to Sekimizu. I feel like we're making good progress-ish. No character in your party that you don't. Oh, dang. True. I must say, and my kind of like my tier ranking for class 7 is flip-flopping all over the place at the moment, and I feel like, and I know, and it's a symptom of how the gameplay is now structured, is you can only develop for each sort of like operation or main thing where you have the person that you have to have in your party. It means you can only really focus on them because the game can't fully control who you have at any point in time. There's going to be a bunch of them that you can pick. So I find that I'm not... Maybe it's just then that there's less to develop with their characters in this game. But like Elliot he's an MVP to me purely from a gameplay perspective. He's done like bugger all in this game, story wise. Like his dad's done more. Like at the moment, in terms of like from a pure character and story perspective, my ranking for, I mean, Laura's still number 1, but actually in terms of the character, like her characterization, there's very little she's actually done. If anything, Eustace, Gaius, Elisa-ish, Emma-ish, they're probably the ones that like have actually done anything at the moment. I feel what it is the writing. They've done all the setup for class 7 in terms of the characterization, and now this game is about everyone else. It's about every other character in the series, and that means that the characterizations of Class 7 is suffering a little bit, and I think you care less about any of them in this game than you did in Steel 1, which is to be expected when when you've got a whole game that can very carefully curate all the scenes between your team and all that stuff, because like the devs are in control about who's in your party at any one particular point. They've got a far easier time to curate those experiences, and give each character the development it needs. In this game, you know, obviously story-wise, they've done all the setup, so they need to now do all the other characters. But it does mean that as a consequence, your Class 7 peeps have really nothing to do story-wise. Really. Like, really. It was really cool throughout the start of the game to, you know, go all over the place and, like, you know, regroup and reconvene. But since that point, they've done bugger all. And I almost get the sense that that's going to be the case going forward. Recommendation for 3's 4? Go for it. Go for it. Download to get all the bonding points. Are the bonding events in 3 and 4? Is it a case where you're gonna want to see all of them every single time? Because it may also depend on whether there's characters that I want to see the bonding things for. Because, like, to be honest, at this point in time, Milliam can go just hang out by herself. Don't particularly care. Same for Elise and Alphen. Like, there's just certain characters that I'm just like, besides Laura, the only way that I'm picking my bonding events is by purely which ones are gonna, like, give me a Link level up. That's pretty much it. Like on the last one, we were in Bereahard, I hung out with Marcius, Eustace, Laura, Emma, and Gaius? There was one more. I feel like there was one more. No, I think there might be no. Basically, because all of them gave me Link level ups. And Laura, just because I wanted to do Laura with my last one. But I must say though, the one aspect of the story that I kind of just want them to go all in on, and I'm hoping that they will, kind of get a feeling that they will, is like the mystical aspects of it. in like the Divine Knights, the like the like the animism, and like the Hexen clan, and now they've mentioned these gnomes or something. So like all these like bits of ancient history and magic-y stuff, I'm digging that at the moment. I'm hoping that they go more in on that. Yeah. Getting your roof redone. That may be good to get some sleep before they come. Yeah. Do make sure you're rested. But no, I will let you go. Good luck with the roof. Hope it looks spick and span. And it's beautiful. And yeah, I will be most likely streaming tomorrow night, same time as usual. It will most likely be starting East Felgana, Oath Felgana. But no, get some rest. Hope your roof done. Hope your roof done. Hope your roof is done to a lovely standard. And I will see you when I see you. And it is nice to be back, and it's nice to chat to you all again. It's a nice, like, it's just a good mental relief from this week at work. Goodness. Come on, there we go. Goodness. Right, so might update the list. Do I want to update the... No, I'll update the list after. But where are we up to? Up to B and Tintin. I'll update the list probably after this matchup actually, because then we're at 5-1-6-3. So we're getting there slowly. I do wish there was like wish you could be like for each character you can pick whether it's in Japanese or English voice, because some of the voices I prefer or they better suit in Japanese versus English, and then vice versa as well. Like I prefer Sakura's voice acting in English versus Japanese, and it's the same with B's as well. It's less high pitched, I guess. Same with Tentens as well. But then there's others like, do I prefer Naruto's? No, Naruto. Oh, actually no, I prefer Naruto's voice or English voice. What one do I prefer? No, wrong one. Was I just playing against B? What ones do I prefer? Maybe Hinata's? Oh, and I think I prefer Onoki's one. Onoki's Japanese voice I prefer. There you go. Alright.
I wouldn't forgive you if you got on your knees and begged.
Sweet. 6-3. Okay. So just update the list. 5-1, 6-3. Alright. And who we got next? Sakura and Jiraiya. So I don't have a particular number I'm trying to reach. Excuse me, today. But I think I'll go for another. Maybe I want to get to at least 100. Maybe would be nice. See how long that takes. It's time 9:18. Oh, dug him. Oh, lovely. Alright. Oh, so another thing I've been thinking about, and I need to get onto it actually, because I keep putting it off. Well, not necessarily putting it off, but I think I'm putting myself into excuse me, analysis paralysis around it. Around whatchamacallit, the things like channel emotes, channel point icons, war overlay stuff, like all of those sorts of things. Like I've got a sort of idea in my head of what emotes are. I've just got to make them. But also wanting to like make sure that I'm doing some good ones, you know, and unique ones as well. I'm not just copying what everyone does. So hopefully soon. Oh, and also ideas for channel points as well. So, you know, it's not just like 3. So hopefully over the next few weeks I can get that all sussed. Hopefully. So then we could start getting some stuff in there. And also trying out some like stream intro and stream outro and some like break time things as well. So I can leave and grab myself a cup of tea without just leaving you with a blank chair and a paused game. Oh, come on. That should have totally gone there. I cannot remember the last time I actually managed to hit an ultimate with Kakuzu. There we go. Other than now. gently. Because then, just trying to think. Because after this fight we'll be at 78. Fight 78, so I think I might just go to... No, I want to get to, I want to get to 100 fights, at least. So I want to, yeah, I'm going to get to 100 fights. That will be my cutoff for today. Oh, can I get in? Hey. Okay. Obito Zetsu. And Sasori. Come on. Bruh, come on. There we go. God. Somehow... What the hell is all that? Ah, oh my goodness. Someone's washed the gelatin cup. I'm like, how is there condensation on the inside of my cold tea mug? And I'm like, and then so I swilled the, I swilled my, tea up to try and, rinse them off. And they weren't coming off. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And I'm like, oh my god, it's gelatin. Oh my lordy. I'm surprised. Surprised that it, that I couldn't taste it. I'm gonna have to do a few of these. Lovely. Oh my god, he's still going. Goodness gracious. Some of the some like the I want to say death, the defeat scream sounds. They the voice actors go a bit all out on them, I must say. Oh, did I get him? Got him. Lovely jubbly. And we're now at a Ruka and Choji. And I'm always like, I'm really curious because I keep checking the sheet and the characters that I think will be it aren't. Is when I'm curious as to when I'm gonna completely finish all the fights for a character. And I'm trying to try and guess who that character might be. Purely based on the ones that I can think I've done a lot of. And I've done like a lot of Naruto's. And a lot of ones like Tenten's. And a few of the Obitos as well. I feel like I've done a lot of those characters as ones. But also like today I've done a hell of a lot of Danzos as well. And there's certain characters that I feel like I have hardly touched, but actually I've done quite a lot of, like Minato is one. Apparently I've just checking my sheet, I've actually done a lot of fights as him, far more than I would have thought. That's weird. But I'm trying to, need to see which character I'll fully complete. But I've still left the, I've sort of marked on my, in terms of the sheet that I use to randomly generate, I've marked off the spot that, the Sasuke versus Naruto, the last versions of them, I've marked that pairing off, so that will be the last two fights that I have will be those two, with the one where I play as Sasuke as the official final fight in this whole thing will be Sasuke the last versus Naruto the last. Because I think it is fitting. It is fitting to have those two as the last ones, and fitting that the version of them is called the last. So it's all just fitting together. All just makes sense. Okay, right after this pairing, I'm just gonna run one last ad just to get all the pre-rolls off. And then that should be more. Oh yeah, got it. There we go. Lovely. Right, Sasuke, Renee, and Han. And I'm also going to run a quick ad. Give me 2 secs. Okay. What are we now? Sasuke, Renee, Sharingan, and that one. And what else? Han. Lovely.
Battle begins. Sano flame control. Take this. Inferno style. Sano flame control.
No, not quite. Thought that that would finish it, but this will. There we go.
Been decided.
I'm just looking at the fights coming up to take me to the end. I've actually got quite a lot of good ones actually. The only fight that will be possibly slow today is what do we got? Itachi Akatsuki versus Tenten. Oh my goodness. So many eruption kicks in a row. Okay, alright. Oh, which is actually the 10-10 one's the next one coming up. So that will, at least I'll get that one out of the way. I can now feel my voice going. Oh, there we go. That's better.
Battle begins. Resistance is futile. Die.
Oh dang.
Totsuka blade.
Wait. Lovely. And one more. Oh. No, just that.
Victor has been decided.
Gorgeous. Oh, what a fight. What a fight. Okay, now this one is going to go very poorly. But hey.
Battle begins.
If I can just get some ultimates in me, like that, it should be fine. Oh no, sorry. Oh my goodness, I just clicked onto a spreadsheet. There we go. Ah, beans. Oh, can I get him? Oh, I can. Oh, 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 oh.
Think again.
Oh, 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 oh. Come on, come on, come on. There we go.
Been decided.
Got him. we've got young Kiba and young Hinata. Now, these, I'm curious as to whether these ones are going to have special things for each other, and because I don't think they will. I don't think they've done it as extensively as they could have. There's just put these sound bites out of context. So it's just, you know, black screen with these sounds in. Oh, Hinata.
Nobody can stop me and Akamaru. The victor has been decided.
Okay, so then we've got 10 fights after this. And then I can call it a day.
Here I come. Here I come.
Oh yeah, got him. Lovely jubbly. Okay, got Iruka and young Tamari, which again should be a good, clean matchup.
Battle begins.
Study again. Sorry.
There we go. Okay, young Tamari. This, yeah, the other thing too, so I was going through my, because I had a set of goals for 2023, and I keep rewriting them because I'm thinking, because I want them to be, like, I absolutely hate the whole concept of, like, oh, smart goals, you know, what's it, measurable, they're, can't remember what the S is, something, measurable, achievable, something, and timely or whatever. But I realised that the goals I've been setting, some of them are kind of like, don't want to set ones that are out of my control. The ones that have to be purely things that I can control. So, you know, you wouldn't do 200 followers on Twitch because you can't fully control that. You can put things in place to help that, but at the end of the day, whether or not you've hit that goal is completely out of, you know, you've got no way of definitely making it happen. Whereas something like, grow broccoli in the garden and eat it for dinner, that is an achievable goal because I am fully in control of whether we can eat broccoli or not. I've got to plant it, I've got to water it, I've got to look after it, I've got to harvest it. So me not doing that means I haven't done those things. And yeah, so I've been trying to think of the goals, and I keep writing and rewriting, but I think I finally settled on them. But then I always keep like having one that crosses through my mind, and I always forget what it is by the time it comes to put it down to paper. But one of them is getting my backlog of games down to 10 or below, and it is one that's going to be, I mean, technically there's only so many hours in the year for me to do it, but it is definitely achievable, because I'm down to 22, and a lot of the ones on my backlog are either very short games, or ones that I'm technically like halfway, 3/4 of the way through anyway. It's just getting that last stretch done. So like in the next couple of months, if I really put my mind to it, I'd be able to blitz through quite a number of them, and get down to below 10 quite quickly. The other thing though that would hinder me is all the amazing games coming out this year, because I'm going to suddenly be wanting to play them and play them a lot, which means I won't be going through my other ones that I've got on my backlog. So I've got to, where I can, basically around August time will probably be the next, or like the biggest, maybe like end of July to August would be the stretch, because I'm basically between, so when FF16 comes out, it's probably going to take me, depending on how often I play it, feasibly it would take me, let's say at most, to the end of July, and then that leaves all of August and September until Starfield comes out, and then Starfield will then take, oh god, Starfield's going to be something I chip away at for ages, but then technically between Starfield and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth in December, it's not too much going on. So like the October-November stretch is going to be the other big stretch as well. So I've just got to make sure that I'm giving myself, that I sort of time it. Basically plan to have, you know, when there's a big stretch coming, I'm like, right, I've got to blitz out, like I've got to finish 3 games this month. And be strategic about which games I'm going to choose. Because, like, so, for instance, the Skywalker Saga. Me and the boy, we've technically, like, finished it, story-wise, but my completion criteria is getting the Platinum Trophy, which is full 100% collectibles and all that sort of stuff, which I think I've just passed 60%, I think, of everything. I think, but of like the 1,000 bricks that you need, I've got like 300 of them or 400, so I've still got a ways to go, like a long ways to go. But so like that one is purely just chipping away until I can get to 100%. So hopefully I can. The other problem too that we have is that we've now got someone else in the house that will also be wanting to play the PS5. So I'm gonna, when there's games that are on my backlog that are related to the PS5, I've got to anticipate that I won't be able to play those as often. Although I'll have to set the boundary straight away that as soon as 16 comes out, you can pry that PS5 from my cold dead hands. Okay, so got this matchup and then this one, and then basically three more fights after this one right here. And then we can call it a day. Are they making like weird growly purry noises? I think they are. Sounds like a bee. Like a mix between a cat and a bee. Goodness. Okay. Guitar. Just come on. There we go. Right, okay. 2 more fights and then we will call it a day. So we are at Sakura and Sasuke last. Actually, are we gonna get a custom one for this? No. I suppose because it's the wrong version of Sasuke, probably, actually, now that I think about it. Right, last fight of the day. Let's go. Ouch. one more and... Oh no, quite. Let's do that. Oh no. There we go. That went way longer than it should have. Okay. Anywho. That will be it. So I will update the list to 5137. Fabulous. Gorgeous. And that will be us for this Friday evening. I should hopefully be back to streaming normally. Excuse me, my goodness. But, so tomorrow will most likely be a just tilt the camera. Starting East Othafilgana. Sunday I'm undecided. Sunday I might, just purely because we just want to catch up on it. I'll probably do day 79 on Sunday, and then hopefully streaming normally the following week, because I'm not anticipating to have any late days at work, except I've got a meeting at 6 till 7 on Friday. But I'll stream after that. Anyway, so I'll call it there. Thank you all for joining me. Have a fabulous morning, afternoon, or night, or evening, wherever you may be in the world today. Stay well, stay rested, stay hydrated, stay fruity fresh, stay friendly. Most importantly, stay you. And I will catch you all when I catch you. Bye.